Hey folks, Pauleh here, and I am playing ArcheAge, and I'm at a very exciting point. I can now build my first ship. I finally gathered all the materials. It's taken a good while, and I've done the last few gathering I needed, so it's finally time. So I figured I'd record it so you lot can see what happens and what the process is. So in order to build this ship, I needed 100 iron ingots for the ship, and then an extra 10 to build the dry dock, 100 lumber, and then an extra 10 to build the dry dock, and then 100 fabric, and of course the design. Now I may be required to pay some money to place this dock, I'm not entirely sure, but I do have a little bit of gold on me, so hopefully I have enough. So let's get started. So I want to place this somewhere here. I'm hoping this area is safe, like no one can come mess with it. I believe it's protected for a few days, and trying to find an area is tricky, but I tested this yesterday. I know that I can place it somewhere. The question is where. Come on. I know you could be placed around here somewhere. I've seen it. Let me try doing it at a different angle, see if that works. Of course now it's not going to place, you know. I know it's possible. As I said, I saw it. I was testing and it would have let me place it if I wanted to, but I wasn't trying to place it yesterday. There's this one little sweet spot around here somewhere that will allow me to place this. I wonder if I have to be out in the water a little bit. Let's try that. Doesn't really matter where I go, as long as it's not too far away. Oh, 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 oh! Almost! Yes! There we go! Free gold, okay. Placing requires a larger space or deeper water. Is it because I'm floating in the water and it's messing it up? I bet that was it. Not exactly a smooth process, but at least I can place it. Kind of. The water's pretty deep in this area, so it shouldn't be an issue, or a larger space. I wish they made it easier so you know where you can actually place these things, so now I can't. Now I'm having the same issue again. I wonder if I can't place it because right, let's swim. Swim and find where we need it to be. It could just be I need to be close, so it'll probably work if I go further out. Okay. It just says in progress. Right, there we go. Aha! Built! Wonderful! Okay. This is really cool. My dry dock, let's have a look. Okay, so I need a few things. A lumber pack, a iron pack, a fabric pack, and lots of labour, so okay. So what I need to do now is turn all the resources I have into material packs or trade packs. So I'm going to go back up here Gotta do a bit of crafting. And I believe I need to do the wood one first. Now I can only carry them one at a time, so I know for a fact I can't craft them all in one go. So... where's the woodworking bench? One lumber pack. There I go, working away. This is very exciting for me. I've been looking forward to a boat for a long time. So there we go, we got the pack, and I think it's time to call my donkey. I'll move quicker on him. And now I'll make my way down to the dry dock. Okay, so I am pretty close now. It is very slow, so building your dry dock as close to wherever your land is really ideal. But it isn't necessary. I mean, normally you'll place your dry dock down, it'll be protected for 3 days, so you have 3 days to cart all the materials you need. I just saved up until I had enough for the whole thing, so I'm going to do it all in one go. So here we go. I'm building my ship, and then every now and again my head will sink underwater. I think it's when a wave comes, so that's actually pretty cool water physics there. Anyway, I'm building my ship. It's taken a while. I wonder if this area sort of improves itself every time I add something new to it. Right now it's a bloody mess. Whoa. Haha, wow. Okay. So the dock has been improved. Now it needs some iron. This is really cool. Now if you're doing this, make sure you re-equip your glider afterwards. I'm going to head back and start work on the iron pack. Okay, so now I'm here. I need to use the smelter to create a iron pack. And this is going to be the same thing. I start building it and I'll be able to take it back and add it to the dry dock. So there we go, that's crafted, and that looks bloody heavy. Yeah, I'm not entirely sure how my character's carrying this, but it does explain why he's walking that slow. See, if that was me, I would be walking even slower, like struggling, my knees wobbling and all that, but this guy's pretty strong apparently. So it would seem that riding a donkey in water is actually quicker than swimming with a pack on your back. So that's a handy little note for everyone. Now can I go under here? I can indeed. Okay. Wonderful. Thank you, donkey. Okay, so I get to build this now. So, if your ship gets destroyed by the enemy, or by an NPC such as the Kraken, you would need, I believe the item's called an hourglass, to repair the boat. And it can only be made by alchemists who have their alchemy up to 10,000. So, befriending a alchemist is going to be pretty important in this game, considering the chances of losing your boat. And wow, look, there we go. It looks very small. Oh, actually, no, it's not the boat. That's one of the floats. Okay, well, I love how this dock is just upgrading every time I do something. That is bloody cool. It's too bad it can't be a permanent feature and you just leave your boat there, but it's understandable why they can't do that. So, last but not least, I need to go back and get me a fabric bundle. Alright, so all I need to do now is make a fabric bundle, which is pretty easy. I just come over here to the weaving loom, and it should be under fabric. Yes, there we go, fabric pack. Wonderful, we'll get this crafted up. My character's very good at like finally, you know, messing with this, because I'm assuming it's going to be a sort of tricky business to, you know, do with like plate gloves on, so anyway, I'm gonna head back, take this last thing in, and hopefully I'll have my boats. The only bad thing I can imagine is if there's like a long cooldown before you actually get your boats, like you have to wait 3 hours or a day. I'd be pretty crushed, but I think it's instant, so here's a little tip. If you haven't upgraded your donkey to where it gets the special ability to have a speed boost while you're carrying a trade pack, sprinting is probably faster. But now that I've run out of stamina to do that, we'll call our little donkey. And we will just trot along down to my dock. I kind of wish I could leave it in this state, because it just does look very cool, and just live on there perhaps, but it's only protected for 3 days before it becomes attackable, and yes, people will destroy it. It almost reminds me of, there's houses I believe you can buy that go in the water, like they're on stilts. I don't know how deep water you can do it, but I've seen them, so that'll be interesting. Anyway, we are almost here. The final part of the puzzle. This has been a long journey for me, because before I even started this, I built a large farm first, and I really do recommend that to anyone that's playing this. Build your large farm first, because you will get so much more wood. Like, it took me a few days to get enough lumber to build my farm, which is the same amount of lumber as I needed for this ship. But as soon as I had it, it took me about 1 full day to get all the lumber I needed again, so bear that in mind. Plus you can make a lot of money selling lumber right now. Anyway, this should be the final moment. My boat. Okay. So I now have to do some manual labour. Nailing bits and pieces on, but yeah, it's upgraded. Can I even turn that light off? I probably can. I love the stages of the boat being built. That is a really cool thing. There's a lot of detail here as well. But we're almost done. I cannot wait. I need to get my fishing rod after this. That's going to be my next goal. Do a bit of fishing out at sea. Or a bit of piracy. Oh, it's getting there. It's getting there. Oops. Now there are 2 types of boat you can buy, like plan wise. First is the Harpoon Clipper, which will basically have a harpoon on the front, which I find incredibly useful, in my honest opinion, after watching everyone else who's got one. And the other kind is the same style of boat, except it's got a cannon on the side. Now a single cannon isn't really going to do anything, so I recommend the harpoon, in my honest opinion, because at least you can drag enemies out, you know. Anyway, boat is almost done. Hammer, hammer, hammer. Bang, bang, bang. I hope they had some more customization so you can paint your boat and stuff. That would be nice. Or maybe some different styles of boats. Because I definitely believe that the best part of this game is just sailing around. The sea is so massive, even though there's nothing there, it's just water. You really get the feeling like you're out at sea, so... Yes! Done! Awesome! Awesome! Oh! That was a nice little finish thing there. My boat! I finally have my boat. She's a beaut. Now I jumped on here just in case anyone comes over and tries to steal it, because if I come off the steering wheel, someone can jump on it and they can take it. But anyway, let's have a look. So I've got a few skills. Captain's Intuition. Greatly increases evasion while steering a ship. Effect ends when you release the wheel. That's cool. we've got owner's mark, so basically this locks your vehicle, so passengers cannot jump on any of the objects here, like they can't take your ship because it's locked. Forewin, increase the ship's max movement speed for 10 meters. I don't believe I have that yet. Disembark and check details. Okay, so let's take this bad boy for a spin. Awesome, my own boat. It sure beats the rowing boat. Let's have a look. I've got my scroll somewhere. Where is it? Where's my boat? There we go. Sorry, rowboat, you've been replaced. Oh, beautiful. Now, I believe you go even faster if you sail in a direct line, like north and south. So let's have a look. I'm going at 11. I've just entered a danger zone, so I've got to be very careful. Last thing I want to do is lose my ship already. So yeah, if I'm sailing to the side... I'm not entirely sure how it works, but I appear to be having decent speed. So... yeah, this is my ship. Let me get back to the protected zone and I'll show you a few things on here that we can do. Oh wow, my own ship. I believe I can name it. Yeah, I can indeed. So we're going to have to come up with a name for my ship. So if anyone's got any ideas, please leave a comment. Anyway, let's stop here. So, I've got lights I can turn on and off. That's a nice little feature. I've got a portable harpoon cannon and a underwater breathing apparatus, so I can pick this up and put it on my back and I can breathe long underwater. So that's going to be very useful. And then I've got my harpoon here, which I can shoot. Right now everything's too far, but if I was in shallower water I could basically hook it onto the ground and drag my ship under if I wanted to. I can take down the sails as well. So there we go. A lot of little knickknacks you can do on here. If I go in the water and I want to climb back on my ship, I can just port to the sort of entrance here. So yeah, a lot of cool things are here in this game. The ship being one of them, and I am now free to roam. I'm no longer shackled to my rowboat or to having to wait for others to give me a lift places. I can now go on my own, which is awesome. Anyway, that was it for now. Hopefully this video was insightful, and hopefully you'll get ArcheAge and you'll be able to build your own boat. Anyway, I'm going to have a blast now, so thank you for watching, and join me again sometime. Goodbye.